back to Morning Joe with us now, the president of the National Urban League, Mark Morial, who's here with the National Urban League's report on 2014 State of Black America. This is always such an important report.
Thank you.
Thomas.
Let's start out, Mark, with where we stand on jobs in the country. There's always a disparity between the actual unemployment rate when we break it down by race. So where does it stand within the black community?
It's still a wide gap. It's a 2-to-1 gap with African Americans, about a 1.5-to-1 gap with Latinos, because we look at that too. And I think it's a bigger question, and that is, as the job creation returns, as people go back to work, African Americans are really being left behind. That unemployment rate hadn't come down, and then it's also part of the larger narrative of a lot of people out of work for a long time.
Mr. Mayor, we're going to go to Gene Robinson in Washington. Gene.
Yeah, Mark, as you looked at this report, did you see a black gap as well? Did you see some African Americans doing better than others? Did you see any sort of indicators, or did you see African Americans more or less moving together as a block?
I mean, Gene, you know, because I think you've written on this, there is a disparity within the African American community when it comes to income. No doubt, with 10 to 15, maybe 20% doing much better. But the truth of the matter is the joblessness rate for blacks with a college degree is higher than it is for the mainstream. So this disparity kind of is part of all of the nation right now.
Mike?
You know, you mentioned college degree. Let's talk about before you get to a college degree. One of the elements in this report, I'm just looking at it right now, is the horrendously high dropout rate among African-American students in high school, and the inability of African-American students to graduate with their class in high school and thus obviously go on to college. What can you do to increase the focus, the national attention on that specific problem?
And that's a very big problem, and it requires a whole lot of work. I like the focus on early childhood education, because I think we see kids falling behind in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, so if we get them started in school earlier. And I also think we've got to confront the fact that for many of these high schools in urban America, we need a combination of innovation, we need investment. That innovation is longer school days, more attention paid to the additional supports that these kids need to be able to make it.
Parental involvement.
There's no question you need more parental, family, community. Let's not have, I think, the false debate whether it's parents versus the institution of the school. I think it's all together.
It's everything. Does the National Urban League have a position on charter schools, on choice? The battle that's been going on in New York.
We have supported charter schools when they work. We don't have a philosophical opposition to charter schools. We think it's more important to look at when those schools work, whether they're charters or not charters, what are they doing that works? That's the point.
So it's a pragmatic approach.
Very pragmatic.
Fantastic. John Meacham.
Mark, Dr. King used to say that we're a 10-day nation, that we can focus on one issue for about 10 days. That seems like awful long time. Now, how do you keep focus on the kinds of issues that you find so important in the report every year?
You know, it may be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but we've got to continue to focus by saying to people, here are the facts. Unvarnished, unspun in terms of the conditions that we face as a country, but then we've also got to look at solutions. So this report this year, for the first time, looks at local conditions in 80 communities, but it also features 4 American mayors, and it focuses on those mayors because we wanted to look at what's being done outside of the Beltway, what kind of innovation, what kind of initiatives, what kind of efforts are taking place at the local level. So in Memphis we do that, in Jacksonville we do it, in Baltimore, and in Denver. So those are 4 examples in the state of Black America where mayors have taken the initiative around job creation, around poverty reduction, using the tools that they have.
You also talk about the metro areas with the lowest black and white unemployment rates. They are Oklahoma City, Washington, D.C., and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And then the metro areas with the highest median incomes, Washington, D.C., New York, and Baltimore. Baltimore. There you go. Bottom line, this report, because it seems to me, and it's an important report every year, but it seems to me that we still have such a significant divide, not only among class, but especially among race. And what's the one thing, because you're going to come back in 2015, you're going to have this report between now and then, What is the one thing that needs to be done to lessen that great divide?
I think we've got to take steps now, whether it's increasing the minimum wage, transportation infrastructure, focusing on continuing to invest in workforce and education. What we hope we can say a year from now is that steps have been taken and we're not a nation sitting on our hands.
Right. Okay. Mr. Mayor, it's always great to have you.
Joe.
Thank you
Always.
so
My
much.
pleasure.
Thank you so much for bringing this report to us. The report is the state of Black America. Mark Morial, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Gene
sir.
Robinson, greatly appreciate you being here as well.
Good to be here.